Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy 1 from the Nintendo Entertainment System played on the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode, Marty, Milo, Wibbly, and Fibbs visited the mermaids, learned the Lefeinish language, got a chime from the Lefein people, and now they're going to head to the Mirage Tower. 3 floors, and like a tower you would expect, the bottom floor is going to be larger than the top floor. So, got a lot of treasure on the first and second floor, and we got a bunch of new enemies, including these ones, the Medusas. We could have ran into these in the Castle of Ordeals, but I didn't run into them, so that was good luck, because they can be really annoying because they have a chance to turn you into stone, just like the Medusa of mythology. So with their glance spell, so luckily we have the mage staff there, and that can help take them out. Usually with the mage staff and the Zeus's gauntlet that Fibbs has, we can finish him off, as we just did right there, so. Yeah, Medusas usually come in large packs, so having that mage staff on Milo and having Fibbs with the Zeus's gauntlet, basically getting two level 2 spells for free. Yeah, that definitely helps thin out those thick ranks of Medusas. Another enemy that can come in large groups is this bad man here, but for now he's just hanging out with his steed, the Nightmare. We ran into nightmares in the Castle of Ordeals as well. It was that one trap tile on the 3rd floor. So, let's finish off this bad man, and then we can talk with this robot that we saw on the way up here. Another robot. Well, like the Lefeinish people wondering, are robots still working? They are. Are you the master? No, we are not. But we do have the cube that will allow us to head up into the floating castle. Maybe the robot that had that cube was the master. So, get the heal helmet there. That is very similar to the heal staff. You can use it to cast a heal spell. So, Vorpal sword, sword for fighters. We'll get another sword in here, basically the second best sword that Marty will be able to use, the Sun Sword. So, but that'll be on the next floor. But on this floor, we're gonna get the rest of the treasure and take out this new enemy, the guard enemy. So, like most machines, they are weak against the lightning, so. One of the interesting things is, I was reading up on the different enemies in this game. A lot of the enemies in this game came from actually the Dungeons and Dragons game. See Milo using the heal helmet there. Except for these robots. So all the mechanical robotic monsters, they're the only ones that aren't also shared with the Dungeons and Dragons game. So, of course, they changed a lot of names to avoid, I guess, copyright. You know, one of the most famous ones is like the Beholder from Dungeons and Dragons was renamed the Eye in this game. Malrith was renamed Carrie. So, but there we go. So, taking out those guards there, and we'll get the rest of the treasure coming here. So, head into the middle here, grab that one, bunch of money, Aegis shield. That's a good shield for fighters. We'll get good use out of that when I play the second playthrough with fighters and ninjas. That shield prevents petrification, so it'll be good against a bunch of Medusas. And hey, remember the old vampire who used to be a boss back in the Earth Cave? Well, now he's just a common enemy here in the Mirage Tower, and in a few future dungeons as well. But we can take him out pretty easily with our combination Light Axe and Mage Staff. Light Axe casts Harm 2 when used in battle, and the Mage Staff casts Fire 2. So, there'll be another vampire, the Wizard Vampire, and they're pretty sneaky. They cast a Fire to make them strong against the Fire spell. But They don't have a harm. Yeah, there's no a harm spell, so the harm spell will always be good against undead. So here's a chimera. Let's take him out. These guys can be annoying with their cremate spell, so you may want to use a fire. Cremate is a fire-based spell, but we took them out pretty easily. If I probably would have ran into 2 or 3 of them, then I would have probably used a fire. But just one, I just played it a little rough there. So, hey, we got another robot there in the center. The main thing we're going to do is in the center there is get a whole bunch of treasure. So, yeah, underneath that roof there that we can't see, there's a big treasure hoard. One of us escaped with the cube. He floated far to the west. Maybe that was the master that other robot on the last floor was asking about. But we already talked with that robot. Remember, here's the robot in the waterfall north of Onrak. So, let's head on in here. And all these treasure chests are nicely aligned. Dragon armor, good armor for knights. Yeah, a lot of this equipment we can't use, but we can use that sun sword. Second best sword in the game for the Red Mage. The only one better is the Mazmune, which is the best sword for any class in the... So, Sun Sword is pretty good sword, overall, though, too. It's pretty strong, good hit percentage. You also got a Thor's Hammer there. That'll go to Fibs. It casts Lightning 2 when used in battle. So, that'll be nice for him to use. Help us out when we head back into the Sea Shrine. Pass down a whole bunch of these weapons that we'll end up selling to Wibbly, since he doesn't have any weapons to equip. He just kind of, hold on to them and sell them all at one time. So, yeah, we don't need that Zeus Gauntlet anymore, because everybody else will be casting other stuff, so I guess we could hold on to it for just the one more dungeon with the Sea Shrine when we head back to the Sea Shrine, but, I wanted to clear up some inventory space because we've got to make some room in our armor, because I'm making a quick jaunt into the Sky Castle. So in the Sky Castle, there's going to be some shirts that we want to get. The white shirt and the black shirt. If we class changed into the wizards, the white wizard and the black wizard, they'd be able to wear those shirts, the white shirt and black shirt respectively. They're actually pretty good armor, better than the gold bracelets that Fibs and Milo are using, because not only do they give some resistances to some spells, and they also cast some level 2 spells. The black shirt casts Ice 2, so that'll help us out in the Sea Shrine when we fight a bunch of waters. Remember, they're weak to ice. And the white shirt, more importantly, is more important of the items, and that casts Invis 2. That makes it much harder for enemies to hit you, so... But we'll be switching the shirts around. That'll be interesting. Mila will actually be getting the white shirt, and Fizz will be getting the black shirt. So Fizz will have more offensive things to do, and Milo can help with the defensive. So here's a trap tile here. As soon as we enter here, we fight this blue dragon. We want to cast a lit. As you can see, the blue dragon has a 50% chance to cast Thunder. And that's a pretty hard-hitting spell. Probably a little bit harder hitting than Lit 2. So that could really damage your characters. But luckily he just attacked. But yeah, every time we step in here, we're going to have to fight that blue dragon. Transfer operations require a cube. Well, we got that cube, so let's head on up into the Sky Castle, which is more like the space station. So, they're out in the stars, the vastness of space. What do we got here? The Bane Sword. We can give that to Milo. That casts the Bane spell. Basically, that's a poison spell, and it can instantly defeat any enemy that it hits that doesn't have resistance to the Bane. Surprisingly, the Fiend of Air is weak to that, so you can one-shot Tiamat, the Fiend of Air, with the Bane Sword. So, technically you could one-shot anything with the Bane Sword, although the possibilities of it are 1 in 256 for like some bosses, including the final boss of the game. So, yep. So, uh-oh, we run into, I got poison. I forgot to heal poison here, but that's okay. So, we'll do it afterwards here. But we got a new enemy here, the Grey Naga. We also have another new enemy there, the Air Elemental. So, fitting that we're in the domain of the Fiend of Air. You'd be surrounded by air elementals. So, but let's go after that Grey Naga first. And there is the stats for the Air Elemental. So, the Grey Naga is a little bit more annoying, a little bit stronger attack, and can use those spells, including the Ruse spell that makes it harder to hit. So as I was saying, the Bane's sword, like I said, has a 1 in 256 chance of basically wiping out anything. But then certain enemies have a less resistance to it. Like, for instance, the Tiamat. He doesn't have that, 1 in 256 chance to do it. It's a little higher for him. But, yeah, because there's no, 100% pure resistance. So, got another pro ring there. So if we didn't buy that one last episode for Wibbly, he would have got one here now, but we already got that because I knew I'd be facing a bunch of Medusas, so wanted to just have that. And there's some other enemies too. Pro ring helps raise the magic resistance, so. Alrighty, let's head on into this area over here, grab the last bit of treasure on the first floor. We won't be getting all the treasure on the second floor. We'll just be getting one side. It's kind of symmetrical, the way that this dungeon. So we'll just head on down the right side, grab it, and then we'll head on back out. Let's head on up into the second floor here. And we'll grab the treasures on the right side. So on the left side, we can actually get in the lower left corner there is the adamant, that metal that the Dwarven's smith was looking for. But I'm only getting the treasure on the right now. I don't want to spend too much time in here. And the treasure on the right has the stuff that we really want, the 2 shirts that I mentioned. So, don't need that pro ring. We can drop one of those heal helmets. And we can enjoy our 2 new shirts, the white shirt and the black shirt. White shirt casts Invis 2, black shirt, Ice 2, so. Good pieces of armor, like I said, if we would have class changed, but we didn't class change, but we can still get a lot of use out of them, so I'm going to switch our armors around a little bit to, so they're basically at the point where we can use them when we select our items in battle. Also just moving my stuff around, fill out that OCD, so put everything where I kind of want it, so eventually I will reorganize all my armor when I get all the stuff I need. But yeah, we're getting pretty close to our final loadout of armor, so. But let's head over here, get some more treasure chests. What we got here? Ooh, can't hold anything more. Just checking it for trap tiles. No trap tiles. Let's drop some armor. Gotta make some room here. Yeah, you feel bad about dropping some of this armor that's like really, expensive, but, we're not really hurting for money. So, we can drop that cap that Milo was using, because he is going to replace it with the ribbon. So, the ribbon is, best headgear, so we'll give it to Fibs. Since he's our white mage and keeps people on their feet, we want to make sure he's always healthy. So, we're going to get a 3rd ribbon shortly. The 3rd and last ribbon is in the Sea Shrine, so we'll get that shortly. So, yeah, Milo will be getting his headgear soon. The ribbon gives elemental protection from all the elements, so it's basically, a fire, a ice, and a lit all in one piece of equipment. If we would class change and Marty would, and Fibs would become a white wizard. He can learn a spell called the Wall, which basically does the same thing as a ribbon. So he can have Fibs learn Wall, and then he can, wall Wibbly, and everybody has all that elemental resistances with just one spell. But, well, we got the cousin to the bad man, the evil man. So he's more evil because he can cast some evil spells. Exfur is an instant death. And Nuke can do up to 400 damage. I was gonna say that's instant death, but at our hit point levels, it's almost instant death for most of our characters if it rolls high enough. So, and Z is just sleep and blind. Nothing to really worry about there. Remember, blind is bugged, doesn't do anything. Let's try out that Bane spell. Bane Sword ineffective. But if it is effective, it just basically says poison smoke, and the enemy is instantly defeated. So, well, there's more treasure on the left, but like I said, we don't have the inventory room to pick it up, and it's not going to help us in our journey to the Sea Shrine, so to take on Kraken. But that Thor's hammer that we got, the Sun Sword for Marty, the extra ribbon for Fibs, and the white and black shirts, those will definitely help. So once again, we always have this trap tile here, the blue dragon. So he's going to become a nice friend of ours. So, yep. Put up that easy to dodge with the Invis 2. And it stacks, so you could have Fibs cast Invis 2 from his thing, and it'll stack with the Milo and the white shirt. So for future bosses, we'll end up casting usually about 2 castings of Invis 2. That's usually enough to make most monsters' physical attacks miss. But on a rare occasion, I might do 3. But for the most part, 2 is usually good. So in one round, we can have Fibs cast Invis 2, and Milo use the white shirt to cast Invis 2, and we don't have to really worry much about physicals. So, but we do have to worry about getting out of this tower. So, luckily we met all the enemies, so it's just a matter of getting out. Don't have to worry about seeing any new enemies. We just head on out. And the good thing is the first floor is once you get all the treasure, the first floor is like basically almost non-existent. You just walk through one door and then turn down and walk out the exit. So there we go. Yeah, first floor is easy. Let's head on over to our airship here and hop on in, and we can fly north to Gaia. Onrak does not have an armor weapon shop, so we're just gonna sell our loot here so that we have some inventory slots when we go back to Onrak and head down into the Sea Shrine. So most of our gear is on Wibbly, that he can't really make use of, so should be pretty easy. Yep, just checking. Yep, Wibbly has a bunch of stuff to sell. We'll sell that heal helmet too from Milo. The healing that it can do is minuscule compared to the damage that he'll probably save our characters from experiencing by using that white shirt. So, because the white shirt is obviously going to make our characters harder to hit, so they'll avoid damage that way. So, well, before we stop at the inn, let's also sell some weapons too. So, although we're not really hurting for weapon space, but might as well sell it. Defense sword, cast ruse, not really important. So, wizard staff, cast confuse, not important again. Vorpal sword, can't use. Ice sword, outclassed by the sun sword. So, just sell all that stuff. And Fibs and Milo, their stuff is good to go. So, but let's just heal up here at the inn. We did a lot of adventuring there, took out a lot of new monsters, got a lot of good equipment, and our hero rats are ready to take on Kraken in the next episode. Take care, have a good day. Bye!